What's up, folks? It's February. Let me get this volume turned down. Hang on. Okie dokie, it's February 21st, 2024, and I made a couple scripts last night. I'll probably review them again today. I learned a few things last night while doing them, and then there's something else I wanted to do today. So today I want to look at a script that will give us an idea of what the volume is for the bids and asks in a particular candle. So, all right. Oh. Hang on. Okay. All right. So we want to do a new. I guess this would be an indicator. We'll plot it on one of the subgraphs. So it'll be bid ask size per bar. All right, so I'm looking for something that's cumulative. However, I do have this here on the chart, and I'm imagining these values are going to be similar to this, but we'll see. So this is a script that I got from one of the senior coders. It's supposed to be like a demo script to give you an idea of how to code for something. So it's been since last week since I did anything with this particular syntax using the time and sales data. So I'm sure I'm going to have to refer back to it. But again, the more you do something, the more familiar you are with it. So I do need to work on that. So I'm pretty sure it's using EL system and then using, I think it's TS data, TS market data. Okay, now this is, again, when I was looking through it, it made a lot of sense. Since I haven't looked at it in a while, it's going to get kind of sketchy here. Let me see. And again, for anybody who's joining new, I pretty much get on here, I code, I do some programming regarding the market, but I don't, this is not a tutorial per se, so I don't come here showing you exactly what to do because I have it figured out. No, I don't have it figured out. I'm actually working through the process here with you guys. So, and some of the times I come on and I put together stuff that I know, just right off the top of my head, and then other times I am actually in the process of learning. So this is one of those learning days. Let me see, but just a quick refresher here on market data. Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, because you got to use a method and everything on this. Oh goodness. Then you have to do the update event. So I may copy and paste some of this on one of my other scripts. Okay. Collections. System.collections. I don't know if the market data is in one of the collections, but it didn't come up just a minute ago, so still not coming up. System. There you go. You do have to spell this stuff right, otherwise it won't repopulate in areas like this. Still got something wrong. ts.data, system, ts.market data. Let's bring this down here. It's a time and sales provider. System, collections, data, common, and market data. System. Well, didn't spell collections right. That's not uncommon for me, guys. All right. System. And I'm pretty sure that, yeah, that's collections, not collections. All right, today, I'm really not feeling it today. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm really not feeling it today. So I probably just need to take a break for today. I've been hitting this thing hard for about the last month. Reading late at night. I haven't been doing as much of the technical analysis as I want to do. I really did start in with that last night. So I took a chart and I really kind of dug in deep with that. So, yeah. Let me... All right, let's just start over. Okay. I should just use what it had, what it's putting up, because I'm not doing so well with this. Maybe it's because I had stayed up too late last night looking at it. Okay, there we go. Now it's up there. Time and sales provider. We're gonna name this one task. Put it as null, and then let's open up other one. Again, I don't like to cheat. I do like to let's see, this is indicated. I do like to reference. I don't like to cheat, so I do want to work this whole strategy. All right, so this is bid and ask max per bar. This would be bid. Hang on. It's going to be the bid and ask max per bar. B2. Okay. Nah, that's not it. Task, size filter, colored. That's what it is. This one. Okay. All right, so we need to do everything. Obviously, everything inch bar persist. Create a new method, void. It's going to be new task where we're assigning the new element or the new variable, which we identified here as a new time and sales provider, and then these are the we're going to these are the parameters for the new time and sales provider. So we're just going to copy that. All right, so load, time zone, real time, ticks back, data filter, ask, bid, trade, symbol. All right, and then we got to do this is a function of this somehow, and this is the hardest part of me working through this time and sales provider, is that when you use these methods, in order to do an update, you got to send something. When you're doing the time and sales updated events, you're going to send. You're going to get the updated event here, and then you're going to send this to here, and then it updates it. Something like that. I did a video on it last week sometime, and yeah. So avoid task updates. Again, you have to have your methods at the top of the chart always. This is okay. We're going to update the event when this. Dang it! I really got to go back through it again. I've only made this script one time, so this will be my second time working with it, and it shows. Which one was I just working on? Bid ask size per bar. I think I was doing that. Put that in there. It's going to be under the method void task. I don't think we're putting anything in there, were we? Create new task. And to get to this, and then to get out of this, we want to do task.update plus equals whatever our new task update method is. Start using this touch screen. And then we're going to do a new method for the update portion. Method void task update. And this is going to be, we're going to send the object sender, and it's going to be time and sales provider. Time and sales updated event. Okay, and then I don't think we put. I'll put a colon there. Just going to begin it. Interesting stuff happening on the chart. Okay, let me make sure, because I do want to do some algo trading today, so we're going to put it on the micros and let the script run. So 110, 72, 114, automated, yes, off. I'll let it run. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, then we'll go back to the drawing board. All right. Push up just to go down. Okay. So we can let that run while that goes, but here we don't need this, and then down here. Now, we have to, when we're doing this update, and we're getting the updated event, we have to look and see why we're getting the updated event. So we have to look at the reason. So do we want to look at the anywhere in the bar, or do we want to look at the close of the bar? The close of the bar would be 2, so that's why we're saying if it's anything but bar 2, and we could have went with 2 also, but if args.data is not null, which this means that there's something in args already, and the reason for the update is this reason, that there was an event added, and args.data.tick type okay. So that time and sales update reason is equal to, there's, is it something added, or is it an initial update, or nothing, or something removed, or something updated? So we're going to put something added. So we just put 1. Then begin what? Well, for one, we need to be sure that we create the new task. Okay, so we'll just come on down here and we'll just do create new task. That should suffice. Do that once. All right, so what are we going to begin? So if new data is added, then what do we want to do? We want to look at there's args.data and there's tick type. So the data of the updated argument, I don't know what arg stands for. args.data.tick type. What are our options here? This is a trade, bid, ask, etc. Well, we don't just want the bids and the ask. We actually could get that from just using inside bid, inside ask. Now I'm curious. I'm not sure because inside bid, inside ask, I think it just has the inside, the highest level. So the cumulative bids and asks, not every single bid and ask. Yeah, and then so here, if you use bid and ask, you're going to get all the bid and asks that come through. Not sure which one I want to use, but for right now, we're going to use that it's an actual trade. So it's an actual trade that came through, and it's not one that we're debating on or deciding on. It's an actual trade that came through. So I'm going to say tick type equals 0. All right. Okay. All right. So the next thing that we're going to look for is, we want to go ahead and assign this. What is not the size, I don't know. For some reason today, my brain is not doing it. It's not doing it. I don't know. Args.data. Exchange price. So if the tick type is 0, which means that it's an actual trade, and the price is the price based on the type of tick, and the price is less than I want to say less than the market, right? But I guess we have to say, I guess technically we can, ES doesn't have a wide spread. It's just like a tick. So the market technically like in the middle. Let's see if we can say that the inside bid divided by the inside ask, inside bid plus the inside ask divided by 2 is going to be our market. So we'll have something called market. I think we can put this here. We'll just call it mark. Is equal to, it's going to be a number. And I think, inside a method, we don't have to declare the initial value, but we do have to say what type of thing it is. It's a integer. Okay, so we're going to say, I think it's trying to bounce, on the 15-second time frame. See, I was playing around with it in here, obviously, and I'm working with a prop firm, so I was trading that, and I did okay with those trades, but right here, right at 8 a.m., you saw high bids, and obviously it respected that again. Here, look for the stops in here, but then also again here. So I'm still just trying to find out what the market is doing. I hadn't figured it out yet. I think it might be a lifelong task, but when I get it, it will have got it. All right. So anyway, so the mark is going to equal to inside, let's see, inside bid. Do we have to do that here? Because we should just be able to get the mark of the bid of the tick. The bid at that tick. Yeah, because we have task bids up here. I don't know if we captured it as task or... Yeah, I use inside bid here. Technically only use task in here because it's within that method. So. Inside bid plus inside ask over 2. That's going to be your mark. So we're going to say that if the updated price is less than or equal to the mark, then we want to keep adding. So we want to add the size to the size before it. Then I'm going to say bid size, just say bids. All right, hang on, guys. All right, we're back. So we're going to do that the price is less than the mark. Then we're going to add the bids. Then bids plus equals. So the bids is still going to stay the same, but we're going to add to it the args.data.size. There is a size there. args.data.size. That's what I put the first time. Okay. And then we're going to do the same thing for the. We don't need that. We're going to do the same thing for the ask. Ask plus equals args.data.size. Tick type is 0. Tick type. It's trade, right? Trade. If it's 0, then we're gonna begin. We got another begin series where we're doing the summations here. All right, and then we'll go to end. Okay, so now that we have those added, we've got to begin in here. We got to begin here. So we need an end, and then we need another end. All right. So now that we've added those, plot. Okay, so this is where we plot. We update the plot. Update plot. We're going to update the plot with what? We're going to update the plot with data in here. Larger than 0. Void update plot. Yeah, so I actually was able to take this. Oh, okay, I got it. I understand now. All right, so one of the things I know that you can declare a variable within the method, but I guess if you declare it within the method, then you can only use it within the method. It can't be used outside the method. But if you declare it outside the method, So you have large A out here. You declare it outside the method, you can use it within any of the methods. It'll go within any of them. So that's kind of cool. Okay, and that makes sense why when you declare, when you're defining tasks in here, well, actually no, because tasks we're declaring out here. So I wonder, well, we could use these here, but these are only parameters to define it. It's not returning any information, so we really don't need to do anything else with tasks right there. Okay, all right, so that makes sense. So let's go back to here, and here's my, all right, strategy ain't trying to put me into new positions. All right, so we got the create of the new task. And then before we get out of this method, we want to update the, update the plot. This is continuously going to update this. So now once we get into here, this is continuously Jesus. I know that this is supposed to be inputs. Anything for the method, this is supposed to be what you put here. These are supposed to be inputs. So it's like you're inputting the data here into here, but technically, I guess you're taking the data from here and sending it to here. No. Damn it, man. Because that's the task update method. And so you're going to update the update. All of our information is coming here. We're doing all the work with this. So this has to be updating this. And that's why it's confusing, because it's like it's reverse fashion, where this is task update method, but yet you put the method here, and so you think that this is this. Can't be. Because we're creating the new task only one time. See, we're creating that one time. And so once we come here and we create that one time, now all this information then goes to here, to the task update. Yep. Goes to the task update. And that's spelled wrong. So this goes to the task updates. As sending it into here. Okay. And then from here, now this does all the work. Doing the create new task once, you're just running this function once. That's what you're doing once. You're running this function once, but now this can be called on, because this is a method, it can be called on by this, it can be called on by something else, it can be called on by something else. So we're just calling on it once here initially, and then that gets the ball rolling. So then I think that sends information here into here, and then it does talk back and forth. I'm going to go back over it and then I'll come back to it. You see, I have a hard time getting through things when they are in the way, and that's coding. I mean, that's trading. That's trading for me. Until I get through it, I'm not going to stop with it. So let me try to stop that, and then I'll just come back to it later. All right. RX data tick type then begin data price less than mark and bids data size update plot. Okay, so now we have to have an update plot. Maybe a method void update plot, and then it'll just say begin, and then we will plot. We'll say can we plot first? Plot bids. Plot 1 is equal to bids, and then we'll make that blue, and then plot 2 is equal to ask, make that red, and so then this will update the plot. So we'll update the plot. That should work. I'm sure it's going to scream at me. So let's see what we have here. All right, so one, we need to add the bids. All right, so time and sales provider only needs to be done once. Well, bar persist. We're going to do intra bar. Tell you what, we're just going to do bids 0, ask 0. Copy that, paste it, copy that and paste it, and go to properties and make sure that intra bar persist is turned on from the very jump. Task. We have our bids and our ask, and then we got to say if the bar is equal to 0, then we're going to reset the bids and the ask. Excuse me, if the bar is equal to 2, that just resets them at 0. If bar status of 1, the first line is equal to 2, then begin bids equals 0 and ask equals 0. End. Okay. Task. Begin. See how many issues we have. So that was 1. Okay, and now spelled that wrong. That's 2. And now dot bids dot reason dot that's what it says. Time's up. This must be args dot time and sales. All right, that was 3. That's what that's supposed to be, right? Let's go back over here. Updated. Updated. It's 4. Time and sales updated. Plus equals. And I don't think there is a. Yes, it was. Task update. Just didn't spell it right. I get to typing so quick. It's like I feel like my brain is ready to go. My fingers are not. And status of 1 equals not equal to 2. I think that's like 5 or 6. Now we're back down to here again. What's wrong with time and sales? Up that route. Okay, update it. Reason dot added. Here we go. Time sales updated reason, enumeration. Dot added. I guess is true. I don't know. What? I feel like that would need to equal something. Okay, yeah. Okay, so that's the equal part. Args.reason. So the reason to update. So args.reason, I guess because you have different methods and different classes you have updated events for. You have like click events, you have time of sales updated events, you probably have something with your account events. So if the time of sales updated events, the args.reason for that is that it's a time and sales something added. Then we're gonna proceed with the rest. Okay, an equal sign is expected here. Really? I don't want an equal sign. I want a less than equal. Technically, this is supposed to be greater than equal here, but it doesn't matter because they don't like either one of it. If I put equal, then what? Oh, okay. Again, brain is not doing it today. So if, you see I have these thens here, I don't have an if. It probably could have figured that out. I was like, hey man, you're forgetting an if. Okay, update end plot, update plot. Whoosh. Okay, one warning, no errors. So let's see if it runs. Bid size as per bar indicator. Bid as size per bar. All right, we're off to the races. We got something. It's coming in first. It's coming in second. All right, well, plot something then. It says 237 and 195. Plot something then. We need to go to like a minute chart or something. Because it's only going to plot it at the bar's close. So again, here the idea is that anytime an order comes through and it's less than or equal to, well, I can't say less than or equal to the market, because then all of them would fire off. The ones that are equal to the market. So I need to just put less than or equal to, less than or greater than. Okay, so the idea here is that anytime something hits the sales grid, the time and sales grid, and it's less than the market, whether it's at the bid or whether it's below the bid, then it's going to fire off that it's I didn't make mark intrabar persist. It's going to fire off that it is a it's going to keep cumulatively calculating and adding the orders, right? So for anything that's a bid, so here's the market, here are asks, here are bids. Anything that's less than the market, so bids and below bids and everything down here, if it comes through into the sales time of sales grid, then it will keep adding these up for every bar. Anything that comes in that's over the ask, it will keep adding all of these up for every bar. So for every bar, you should have a number. So you might have like 10 total bids to come in for that bar, and you might have 15 total asks. Well, if the asks are greater than the bids, then you would assume that there's more selling pressure than there is buying pressure. So you'd expect for it to move down. So that's what I'm looking for. I think, as I understand, typically, so you've got two things also going on. You've got the market going on. You have asks and you have bids. You have ask orders that come up. They hadn't hit. They hadn't sold. You have ask orders that come up and bid orders that come up. So, on our prior scripts, we're looking at those numbers, but those are not actual orders. And then I have another script where we have the market, we have ask actual sales that happened, and we have bid sales that happened. Those are transactions. So on that script, I'm looking for the largest of the bids that came through on that bar, and I'm looking for the highest ask that came through on that bar. So the idea there is if there are larger sellers, if the sellers have more money, more contracts, versus the bids not having very many, that's looking solid there now, not having very many, then we'll be looking at more, the imbalance is better. ES has gotten some solid movement here now. Is that taking over? Breaking VWAP? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's a thick bar there. That's better than any of those other bars, any of these other bars through here. So that same level that I drew up at the beginning, it was protected again. The same area here, it was protected here and here. It looks like it's moving up from there. But again, I'm pretty sure that we're in an overall bearish zone though. So you got to be careful going long. Look at that. See that descending trend line? You got to be careful going long there. If it breaks this and holds it, from the larger time frame, then whoop-de-doo. But if it doesn't, if it does, it's got some momentum. You can, yeah. But if it doesn't, then you can be holding the bag. That's looking good. That's looking good right there. Again, this is on the hourly time frame now, but the hourly time frame has not closed, so it can still shoot all the way back down, or give us a big candle wick to the downside. And if it does, then that ain't good. That ain't good at all, man. All right. Let's see. My algo didn't put me into any positions. All right, back to this chart. Let's see what it's doing. The only other thing I probably need to do is I'm adding here if these bars, if it's not equal to 2, I probably need to allow it to be 2 also. So I just need to take all this away because I don't need just inside bars. I need all the bars. You take that away, and that's also something wrong with one of my other scripts also. All right, I need to take that away, and I need to make the mark intrabar persist. We're using mark in here. I could just take it out altogether, but let's see if I can do it here. Intrabar persist, and then verify it. Intrabar persist. Why? Why does that have to be? You can't make an intrabar persist within the method? All right, well, I'll tell you what, we'll take it out. And now that it's out, now we have to declare the initial value. That's interesting. Maybe we could have left it in there, but with it being intrabar persist with it inside, it needs to be having the initial value. I don't know. Let's bring this down to the 5-second time frame just so we can see more. And then I'm gonna make this, don't need to make it a histogram, but we can make them like points. Okay, it's doing, wait a minute. Okay, is it doing right? No, it's not doing right. That's neat to see though, right? Well, that's right. No, but so once it moves up, it should stay up, right? Because this is a cumulative calculator. So once it moves up, it should stay up. So for some reason, it's not plotting the final value. We're going to update the plot method void update plot begin. If bar status equals 2, then we're going to reset it. What might be happening is that there may not be another final order on the final tick. This only updates when you get something new added. If you don't get anything new added and it happens to be the final bar, then it's going to go ahead and delete the bid and ask and start all over. It won't plot it. So we need to say method void plot update. So we also need to update if the bar status is 2. We need to update that before we do this. So then begin, we're gonna update plot. I really like the idea of these methods. I just wish I knew how to work them better. All right, so we're gonna start that over and now we'll look and see what we get. So now it's going up. It should not drop. It should not drop. Did that one drop? Okay, the red is going up. Blue is nowhere in sight. Where's blue at? There's blue. Okay, blue keeps dropping. If bar status equals 2, then begin update plot. Yeah, keeps dropping. Bids is blue, and bids and asks are inch-bar persist. Okay, so if the tick type is 0, something added, then and the price is less than or equals less than the mark, then we're going to add the size to the bids. We're going to do the same thing for the ask. If the price is greater than the mark, then ask plus equal to the data size. End plot. End method void I guess we could technically update this on every tick instead of every time and sales update. We could update it on every tick, but again, I put it here that if it's the end of the bar, then we should update the plot anyway. So I'm just going to take this out of here, and for some reason maybe it's too close to the bid and ask being equal to 0, but that shouldn't have anything to do with it. Alright, so ask are running up. Ask are running up. There's bids. Bids should not drop. Bids dropped. I think ask dropped also. It's resetting to 0. It should be after the plot updates, that's fine, but let's reset the bid and let's set the bid and ask to 0 at the beginning of the if the bar status is 0. So if the bar status, if it's the beginning of the bar, then we're going to reset it to 0. How about that? Instead of it being at the end of the bar. So far, so good. So far, so good. So far, so good. So far, so good. I think we're good now. Interesting. Interesting. I'll tell you what, the values keep going up. I don't think it's resetting. I don't think it's not resetting. That's the problem. Okay, all right. So if bar status equals 0, so 1 is within the bar, 2 is the last. 2 is the last candle of the bar. So we know the addition and the calculations are working right because we keep getting higher and higher numbers. And maybe that's what we need to look at. Maybe this is a variation of this script that would be valuable. You can really see that the bids are taken away from the are taken off from the ask. And at that point, it moves up. Came up here. The ass flattened out. Not only did the ass flatten out, but there are less ass. Well, based on where we started this script at, there are less ass than there are bids. The bids were interesting. So the bids are outpacing the ask. What does it look like on our other chart? On like the 15-second time frame. So you don't see that same, even on the 15-second time frame here, you don't see that same idea. The idea, because again here, this is the max sizes that are coming in. This isn't the cumulative sizes that are coming in. And you have something that's called uptick volume and downtick volume. But uptick volume would, as far as I understand, would be the volume anytime there is, well, maybe that's essentially what I just made. I made an uptick downtick volume calculator that cumulatively adds, on this one, cumulatively adds. Yeah. I'm about to pull it up in a second. I'm just kind of thinking through it. The uptick indicator is telling you the volume in all the upticks. The downtick calculator is telling you the volume in all the downticks. I guess that's essentially it. Let me see. All right, I'm gonna make my own indicator because well, let's see if they have one. Volume up, down, I think. Yeah. But again, this one up here is cumulative. This one is not. So I have to keep that in mind. Why does it say, okay, up, down, and then baseline? What is up, down? I need to figure out what this thing is talking about. Plots difference or ratio of volume up and volume down today. The ratio. So since it's plotting the ratio, if it were yeah, I guess it is, because it doesn't look like, it's not using historical data, so that means that it's not using the actual volume. It's got to be using these contract sizes. These sizes, so it might be exactly what I did. Let me see if I can take a look at it. What is it plotting? Switch. Daily volume up, daily volume down. That's for the if you want to do the difference, or if you want to do the ratio, daily volume up divided by daily volume down. And what does daily volume equal? It looks like it's already a TradeStation reserved word, so we can pull it up. Again, like I said, it doesn't reference history. Chart analysis only plot a value from the current bar forward. It represents the up volume for the current trading day. So if I started these out at the same time, that they should probably tell the same story if they're showing the same thing. So let's refresh this chart, and they'll start off at the same time. Representing the up volume for the current day. You know what? This is the first time I felt this foggy, but last night I had chicken. And for about the last month, 2 months, 2.5 months maybe, I haven't really eaten a lot of meat. And yesterday was, my wife made some food for her and my daughter, and she made some chicken. She knows I'll just pick up a salad. I'll eat some salad or something like that. I'll find something else to eat. What it feel? Looks like my strategy put me into a position. Now, this is the first time I've ever been put into a position by one of my strategies. I said, hey, you know what? I'm just gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna let some of these strategies work. I'm gonna let them work themselves out. So hopefully this was a good entry. Time will tell. I'll update you. I'm sure I'll be excited about it or devastated about it. Either way. Okay. But yeah, so I had some chicken yesterday, and like normally I might pick up just like a nibble or a piece, because protein. You need protein. You can get it from other sources, but you need protein. But this time I ate a piece, and I ate a piece, and I ate another couple pieces. I ate a couple pieces. That's the first time I've ate that much meat in a couple months, and this is the first time I feel this foggy in a couple months. Nothing else was different yesterday. Sleep habits weren't different. Activity wasn't different. Nothing else was different. I mean, I don't know, but I'm taking notes. All right, so let's see what we have going on here. Talking about the volume. I can't tell when the blue is crossing over the red. Blue is crossing over the red. Now the blue is over, so the line is going down. Okay. Yeah, so daily volume. All right, let's open up the daily volume. It won't let us open up the function. It won't let us open the function, so I don't really know what daily volume is plotting. I tell you what, I can just make a script that just says daily volume, and then it'll show me, right? So I can make one for daily volume up here, and daily volume down. And if it's the same as what I've got, then it'll plot the same. And if it's the same as what I got, then man, I did a lot of work for not a whole lot. All right, so we're gonna do E volume up, down, and it's going to plot 1. It's going to be volume up. Wait a minute, it was daily volume up. Daily volume up. I imagine we're going to make that blue for the bids. No, I think we'll make it red for the ask. I think that's how they're going to be plotted. And then daily volume down, blue, All right, and now we'll come over here and then we'll add it. E, volume up, down. Okay, we don't want these to be lines. We want them to be similar to what we already have as the points, just for easy reference. Comparison. I know it says it does. Okay. It doesn't use historical data, but it does. Just like anything else on TradeStation, if you don't have historical data, then right here when you start the chart, it'll give you the same data as all the way back to the left-hand side of the chart. So we're going to restart this just so it's apples to apples. If get app info, this just makes sure that we're on the real-time chart. All right, try it now. 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 I don't know. Looking at these volumes, looking at the volume numbers, this even starts off at 199,000. So I think these volumes are, even though they may not be historical, I think they're coming from some type of historical data set. Because if they don't have any historical numbers, you're getting 100, you're getting 200,000. And I mean, this should go up as well. It will be a cumulative type calculator, just like this one up here. But starting off at 200,000, what is 200,000? And certainly nothing volume-wise on this chart. If you look at the, you see right there, you see that grid there? I have open, high, low, close, up volume, down volume. Excuse me. The up volume says 202, down volume says 250. So how do you get from 202, 250 to these, to 200,000? I mean, we're talking about contracts. We're talking about a 5-second bar here. So this must be the total from the whole day. So if we added 200,000 plus 200,000, we get 400,000. That's still a lot for, well, that might not be for including pre-market, right? You want to know how we can find out? Let's do, and then two, this isn't, these charts aren't similar at all. This one's going straight up. This one's aggressively accumulating bids. This one, the ask, are just kind of steadily moving up. Again, this one is a little bit more aggressively accumulating bids. And then these two here are just doing the same thing, going up. They're almost, excuse me, almost running in parallel. So what I'll do here is I'll just go a print function. We'll say print, and then we will say if date is today, if date equals current date and time, well, if date is current date, then time, then we'll do volume P, volume plus, plus equals to ticks, so the volume, right? So we won't print that. We won't print all of that. We'll just, if last bar on chart, then print vol P. So we're saying what are the ticks? So what's the volume for the bar for whatever? And we're adding that to the volume P, the bar before it. Now volume P is only going to start when we get to today. So from 12 o'clock a.m. on. So otherwise, volume P is going to be equal 0. And we have to declare that. Boom. All right. So now we go over here, open a print log. And that's some interesting stuff right there. What is that? I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. Oh, what do we got going on over here? It's working out state. Okay, so if. All right. Oh, what? Something else? The last bar on chart. Oh. Gotta put your words together, man. All right, so the last bar on chart. All right, so 37, 378, 217. So the total volume for the day should be around 378,000. Not 200 plus 200, which is like 400,000. It's not far off though, so those numbers must be related, I'm thinking. It's not far off, but it's not the same either. And maybe there's some rounding going on here that's causing this to be a little bit different. So yeah, I'm thinking that's what that is. All right. But either way, we have our script here, and this isn't exactly how I wanted the script to be. So let's see if we can modify it to go back to what we actually are looking for. Because again, we're not getting it. It's not resetting the bids and the asks to 0. It's not resetting it. Bar status of 1. I feel like it's never coming here for some reason. We just got another potential indication for an entry. Okay. Well, I don't know if we're going to get stopped out on that or not. But it does have some, oh, and then we got a wick up here. Wick ups, wick ups, wick ups. Okay. So this is the strategy I've been most excited about. This wick up strategy here. You see it worked here. I mean, and then here it did not work. Or with the strategy applied, I don't know if it would have worked or not. Because again, there is some risk there that it has the ability to go down to. Okay. Usually when I see a bunch coming in here like that though, it's looking pretty good, so. All right. Additionally, yeah. Okay, so there's a total of 17,000 for this morning so far. All right, yeah, so how come bar status of 1 is equal to 0? Let's open up bar status. Of 0 means the opening tick of a bar, relevant only for strategies using open next bar order actions. Well, that's weird. So we have to tell it to set to 0 at the closing tick of the bar, because we can't do it with the opening tick of the bar because it says that it's relevant only for strategies using open next bar. Using open next bar. So we have to do it equaling to 2, but where do we put it at? Because again, it's not executing at the right place. If bar status of the data stream 1 equals 2, then begin. Bids are 0, asks are 0. Oh no. Well, because I just moved it. I moved it to up here, but I think I'm pretty sure it should be down here. So we should update the plot first, and then we should set it to 0. I mean, for a fact. Now, I think that's how I had it before. And I don't think it worked, so we changed the bar status equal to 0, and then we moved it up above. Yeah, see, that's not working. That's crazy. And everything is set to intrabar persist. Definitely the bids and the asks. This is only initialized one time. I tell you what, because I have update plot here, so I imagine that it's updating the plot. But let's make a separate if the bar status is 2. Yeah, told you, when we get a bunch of these, it's often game time, but it might just be luxury for a scalper's world, because overall, this this market is going down. It's going down, down, baby. Don't see the rainbow, it's true, baby. Yeah, she going down. She going down. Let's put that back on 1 minute. Come back over here. No, I just missed it. I missed it. What did it do? Okay, so it's still dropping. All right, let me just go over everything. Time sales better. It's tasks. No. Intrabar persist. Bids start at 0. Asks start them at 0. Okay. Mark. I'm going to start it at 0. Method void. Time and sales, got a new time and sales. Task updated, task update. End. Method void, task update. begin. Args is not equal to no, and reason is edit, then begin. Mark is going to be calculated, and then args, if args.data.tick type is equal to 0, I think I see part of what could be the problem, but because if the tick type is 0, then we're doing this stuff, but we should go ahead and update the plot before we get out of the new added trade, the tick type trade. I don't think it should affect it. I don't think it should affect it negatively. If we don't do it, it just won't be adding anything. We can update the plot within here. It won't hurt it. I don't think it'll help it because we're updating the plot as soon as we get out of here anyway. I think that worked. But we're not getting any bids except for just now. That time we didn't get any asks. Yeah, I think that worked. That worked. Now see, my brain is so fried that I can't even conceptualize why that worked. Tell you what though, there are hardly any bids coming in right there. There's a lot of ask activity. So, no bids? How are there no bids coming in? Look at all those asks. Now there's a huge bid. Now the bids are rolling in. Because the bids were, you see here, the bids were glued to the bottom. Now all of a sudden the bids are starting to roll in. What's that all about? I mean, I see, that the chart's trying to break down, right? I mean, I see that. And from here over, the bids start rolling in, and I guess that's when the market gets pushed down. And so we have all this crazy activity here, and here these bars just keep plotting up. And that's why I say the market has a way of being balanced. These are very balanced. These are both running in parallel. And if you were to look at this, of course, this was provided by TradeStation, but if you were to look at this, you can't find any edge here. There's no edge there. So, and even in this one, this is another TradeStation script. There's volume up, down. There's no edge there. I can't tell if there's an edge here either, but I don't know. We'll see. This will look different on a different time frame though. So bid and ask size per bar. Let's move this to a 1 minute time frame. You'll hardly be able to see anything anytime soon, but move this to a 1 minute time frame and I'm sure it'll look a lot more meaningful. Already at 214, 563, 566. The asks aren't even moving. Now, barely, you have a few asks. Ooh, I think this might be a good script. I think I like it. I think it might be a good script. Gosh, look how overweighted the bids are to the ask. Now the asks are coming in. Come on in, then. Come on in. Yeah, come on in. Yeah, at least it's working now. Darn well, too. All right. Now this looks like a video game. It's like going up, ask. Going up, ask. Going up, ask. And I got another one of my wick indicators. Y'all heard that? Going up, ask. It's getting quiet. Look at those asks jump up. Cool. Very, very cool. Very cool. I've been wanting to see something like this for like a year or more now, just to see what happens with market entrants or participants. Because again, I typically look at this. This is what I started off with. I started off looking at this here. So just kind of glaring here, and I can see a bunch of asks come in. I have them labeled as green. They're asks, and so those are above asks. So it should have, really went up. But I have it labeled as green because in the past, I'm pretty sure that I've seen when the when asks come in, the market goes up. But so you can look at this and you can see the 1s and 5s and 2s and 6s and 1s, and there's a 7, there's 8, there's a bunch of 1s, there's 2s, 3s, 5, 2s and 1s and 1s and 1s, and then asks be, oh, there's a 10. Oh, there's another 10 though, so it balances out. There's 1s, 3s, and 7s, 15, 29, 2, 1, 3, 1. Well, there was 6, 7. Then now there's a balance. It's reds and greens and reds and greens. I did that for a long time, and I could, when the market was really maybe trending or something like that, I could look at it and I could see some movement. Now you see here where it's trying to flush now, right? I could look at it and I could see some movement, but now I can actually look at it and watch as it's going down if the cumulative amounts are coming in. And so then what I could do is I could make another indicator on here, and maybe I will. I can make another plot on here, so when this starts coming down, if there's an ask that's super large, then maybe we'll plot a red cross. Or if there's a bid that's super large, we'll plot a blue cross. Let me see if I can do that. Because we want to know what's going on, what's the balance, but then we also do want to know if there's like just one huge market participant that did a lot of that. But you can see that in this movement. So like if these are just kind of starting off here, they're just kind of staying low and they haven't even really moved. 134, 156, 183, moved up. So they're barely moving now. Now they're just kind of tiptoeing. Now all of a sudden when you get a big one, and you see there was a big move there, but there was not hardly any volume there. So you know what that tells me? That tells me that possibly the spread is widening or there's volatility there. That's not like a true, that don't feel like a true market move. So let's go to here and see if the spread widened. And it did. The spread widened right here, right? See, this is the spread and it widened. And when the spread widens, you do get that up and down movement. It looks like the market is moving, or it looks like somebody's winning or losing. It doesn't mean that somebody's winning or losing when the spread gets wide. Okay, here we got large amount of asks come in right here. And this is just for one bar. This is the max in the bar, so it just had a high number of bids hit the order block, not the time in sales. And then our time in sales is down here. I really need to take these off of here. All right. Yeah, let's see if we can. Let's see if we can. Look at that. Now the contract sizes are going down, but you should be able to tell that based on the volume too, though, right? How come our volume isn't showing up well? Scaling on our volume is terrible. Okay, yeah, so the volume is going down, right? And these contract sizes, these orders are going down as well. Okay, So again, let's see if we can make another plot that will plot if there's a really large order. And really large order is going to be relative. And I've been trying to keep some data to see what is significant on ES as far as really large order. So I've been trying to keep some data. So haven't been doing as well with it, but getting back into it. So let's see, do I have it on my spreadsheet now? I looked at ES yesterday, a spread. For the spread, 0.4 was significant. And I didn't write down large order sizes. So for the spread, 0.4 was significant. And ES doesn't do a whole lot with spreads. Well, it's already at 0.4 today. 0.5. So I guess yesterday, or that was back from maybe the 16th or something. I guess it had much more narrow spreads, and then 0.4 ended up being, it was much tighter that whole day. The spread was much tighter that whole day, and it really didn't have anything up here. So this, I don't know. I don't know what this tells you about today. It might tell you that it's just a more volatile day. And if that's the case, then, you know, do you trade it, or do you wait for days where it's like really tight and then all of a sudden it pops up? I'm gonna pop off here and see if I can find that screenshot from the 16th when it was tight. You know what? I'm not that organized. I'm not gonna be able to find that right away. So we'll just scratch that. But let's see. This bar here, this circle here, look like if you go up to the top, it's right in here. It was significant for a little bit of a pullback. This high bid here, if you go up to the top, it's significant for the move up. So this value here, if you look over to the right hand side of the screen, is around 62. This value here and this value here is around 48. So let's put a filter on here, at least for today. Let's put a filter on here that says that if the bid or the ask is over 45, over 40, then we wanted to give us an alert. Okay, so I think that'll look something like if args.data dot size is greater than 40, then what? Then plot something. Then we'll call it large sale. Plus equal to args.data.size. So that's just putting a filter on that. And then large S, large sale, we need to declare it. Interbar persist, large S. And then we're going to come down here and then we'll have a plot for it. Plot 3. I'm gonna make that smaller just so we can verify that it works. That's gonna be large S, and we'll make that well, we want to know if it's a bid or an ask, so we need to have two. We have large bid, which would be blue, and plot 4 be large ask, which be red. Is that right? Yeah. I'm gonna copy this. Paste it. Large. Do ask first. And bid. Size greater than 40, then large. Okay, if size is greater than 40 and it's a what? Bid, and it's below the data price, below the mark. Then it's a bid. And then for the one that's greater than, it's got to be above the mark, which makes it on the ask side. Okay, and then we got to go back up here and copy that, paste it. Large bid. Okay, I think that's about it. I wonder, can we set the style on this? Because we want it to be a cross. Can we go ahead and make it as a cross now? Look, we just got, woo, that's really high. That's way higher than these two. We said we wanted to be over 40, and now you got one way up here. This is the largest order of the day. This is the largest order of the day. So is that are we in a breakout zone or something? Because somebody is not playing any games. Somebody is ready to get the show on the road. We're at the break of that descending trend line though. See that? That's one of our indicators that we made on January the 2nd for a potential long. And it keeps coming back to the same zone, right? The same zone that I saw high bids in the morning time. First thing in the morning. Keeps coming back to that same zone and bouncing off of it. I'm not saying that's a good entry, but I'm taking notes. Taking notes. Let's see if we can find out where it happened at. I don't know why this restarted. Why did this restart? That sucks. Okay, this one didn't restart. Okay, so I think it was high bids came in. It wasn't in the 930s, it was like before in here. And it may have been relative. No, it was here, right? High bids came in right here, but you look over to the right hand side of the screen, you see it's 144. Bids 144. I'm making myself a note up here because this data down here is non-historical and it won't save. So once I reset this chart, it'll go away. Just trying to get an idea what's going on. Okay. All right. I think that's okay. So we're trying to find out whether or not we could go ahead and define the style of the plot. Set plot color. There should be a set plot style. I'm thinking so. Nope. Set plot what? Color type. Set plot type. Which plot? Plot number 4. What's the type of the style. No, that's not it. Typically in radar screen. Okay. Sets the data type. The given plot only once the each language code is evaluated. Okay. Set plot to what? All right, well, we just go back here. Set plot, color, type, width, target, set profit target. Okay, that's about it. I guess we can't set it from here, so that's fine. We'll just come over here and we'll make 3 and 4 crosses. Ooh, look at the push. Is it gonna do it? Is it gonna do it? Telling you, we just had the largest bid that we've had all morning. Well, actually, now I've got to walk that back because for some reason this chart only started up at 10:30, or it restarted. Somehow it restarted. Maybe I did that accidentally. But since 10:30, since the drop from 10:30, that was the largest order right here since 10:30. And all this madness down here, this right here, was the largest order all morning. I mean, since that, at least. Well, we can look back though, right? Because we can look back on the other one. So this is what, up here about 4:30. So let's look back. Yeah, see 4:30 here, goes up to 4:30 here. And if you look back the entire morning, all the way through pre-market, I turned my computer on around 6:30. All the way through pre-market, this was the largest move right here. So yeah, should I be going and jumping on my actual trading account and have taken an entry there? Maybe, maybe not. But something definitely shifted right here, because that is a huge, huge change. And again, if you don't have all these, I'm not saying that all these are useful. I'm still trying to figure out what's useful. That's why I've got all my tools. If you ever see my toolbox or tool shed, or when I'm working on a house or something like that, I've got all my tools out everywhere. When I get done with my project, it looks great. So this is organized chaos, right? But I've got to have my tools out. And then once I figure out what I need and what's most effective, what's most efficient, what's most practical, then I'll get rid of the rest, right? But for right now, I've just got all the tools laid out. So it looks like this is going to be an important one. And I've seen that multiple times. Gosh, look at that. I've seen that multiple times before on other days. Is that daggone size, the bid and ask size, is significant. But you can't just look for the little waves. You got to look for the big one. And that's what we just got. We got the big one. Coming home to you, baby. Yeah, red box, red Sam. Okay, all right, let me see if I can, with updating this, if this is what we're looking for. So entry bar, we're gonna do chart style. So for the third and fourth one, okay, I haven't declared it yet. All right, unfortunately, I'm gonna lose all this other data over here that we had already started in on. So let's take a look at it and see if anything significant changed. So we were talking about here that the volume was going down because you can see the volume curving down. But here you can see the volume curving down. The volume does come back up here, so we expect to have higher contracts. But what's the relationship? Can you see a relationship? I see that the asks are higher than the bids relatively, with the exception of this one and this one. I'm gonna screenshot this because I know that it's gonna make sense when I look at the other screen. So the bids are lower, the asks are higher. Not only that, but on that other chart, we could see that not only were the bids higher, the asks higher, bids lower, but the I like to say the sentiment, because just because orders, you see over here, all these orders come through. Well, and these are the time and sales, so these actually have happened. But if you look at like the market depth, look back here at the market depth, you can see orders showing up back here. Those orders are not actually taken just yet. All these, you see the bids here, these are the inside bids, what's immediately next to the market. All these other bids and all these other asks that just show up to the market, they're not filled yet. And so they only get filled when they get filled. But in the meantime, they do show up on the size. So the bid size and the ask size, they show up on the bid and the ask size. And so that's why I say sentiment. So it's the idea. It's the idea that there's going to be a movement, right? Just trying to keep an eye on how much sentiment is for bids, how much sentiment is for asks. And that is that one script. That's the script here with that peak. So that's the sentiment. So all of a sudden you got some sentiment saying, hey, let's push it up. And then all of a sudden you also have high, you got the sentiment that says, hey, let's push it up. And you also have that red dot, which is actually in a contract for 160 shares or contracts. So somebody with a lot of money, 160 contracts, put it down on the table. They put it down on the table at the same time that the market said, oh yeah, go time, right? So that happened right here. Then you get a little pullback and then it moves up. That's good for my money. That's good for my money. Let's see, what time was that? So 11:02. So you come back over here and you go to 11:02 and you say, Eric, well, I'm not really sure. Well, you could have sat here and just looked at these numbers like I used to do, or you can make yourself a script like I have, and it'll just show you. Now you go back to 11:02. Is it going to show it? Oh, stomach growling. It's not going to show it because I got too many trades on here. I don't think it'll show it now. It's probably out of the thing. Yeah. All right. So 11:02, come and gone. But you would have saw a huge order for like 120 some odd shares, or contracts, which is pretty significant. And significant? Yes. What? Now it's made new highs for the day. That was the point right there. And tell me, raise your hand if you care to, tell me, how do you see that in your technical analysis? I'm not knocking technical analysis. I am still trying to study it and be a student. And I understand that there's a lot that goes on into technical analysis, because it is. And you've got to break this descending trend You got to break that descending trend before you go into a new trend. But to find that point, instead of getting in over here, or instead of getting in right here, to find this point, how you find that in technical analysis? I don't know. So anyway. All right, so let me verify this. I'm gonna lose all this data, but again, I already did a screen recording. So, all right, we got that. And now we're going to go to properties and we can set the initial default style. No plots. It's no plots because it's in the method, and so it's not ready to go yet. All right, well, let's come here and go to style, and this will be the third and fourth one. Third one, we're going to make it across, and it needs to be blue. And then fourth one, we're going to make it across. The fourth one was the large ask, if I'm not mistaken. Third one was large bid. The second one. All right, color. So the third one, yeah, let's confirm that. Yeah, the third one was the bid. So 1, 2, 3. Third one is the bid. We'll make it blue. And the fourth one's the ask. We'll make it red. Make that default style cross. Make that default and default. All right. Okay, so, and actually I want to change this because I'm looking for orders over 40, and orders don't often come over 40. Let's see, did it stop me out? No, it didn't stop me out. So this is where my algo put me into my trade at, and I'm up $10. I was up as much as $21. It didn't stop me. So I don't know where it's going to take me to, where it needs to get me to before it gets me out. But this is my first day running an algo. I'm excited. It might lose it, but it might make it. And at least I don't have the jitters taking the trade like I do. I was trading my the prop firm account this morning, and one of the accounts didn't go so well, but then the other two accounts went well. But then you got the jitters and stuff. If you have it in the script, you have an edge, press the button. I mean, and it'll just do it itself, and I can just walk away. Like, I've been coding and stuff all day, and it just put me into the trade. So, but either way, I mean, this is not a bullish market. So, and even put me in there, I don't know, man. Let me see. Let's do MESH, because I said what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to look at my scripts on a daily basis and re-optimize them to see if they need to be updated. So the script that I have on the one up above, it is wick up 1072 114. Wick up 1072 114. I'm gonna remove this one. Wick up 1072 114. And I remember that there's a little bit of a dip on it when it first gets started. You see, it put a buy right there. So this is actually an automation. So this is actually taking trades on my live account. This is, it's set up for automation, but I don't have it turned on. So all I have to do is turn it on, is just go here and go generate orders, which I don't want to do that because I've already got one running. So come over here to strategy performance report, and it'll show you how that strategy is supposed to perform. Now this is the overall in the past 3 weeks. This strategy on a micro ES over the past 3 weeks would have made 257, which is not terribly impressive. A 50% win rate, that's 18 trades. Here's the performance graph. It's not great. I mean, it's generally trending up that direction. This right here was a hard pass on yesterday. No, 19th. So I don't know if it needs to be optimized more, but I'll digress from the other stuff real quick. Well, let's set it up real quick and then we'll come back to this. I'll show you how to do the walk forward optimization, which I learned how to do on Monday. All right, so let's go back to ES and let's see generally how big the contracts are. So we don't want to get all the contracts like the 1s and 2s, but we do want to get something somewhat significant. If you look over to the right hand side of the screen, you see 44, you see 25. So let's go for a 18. So we'll say that if the size gets over 18, then we want it to give us a plus on our screen in addition to what we already have. Okay, so you see these dots here. So now we're getting the cumulative values of these. We're getting the cumulative values of the bids and the asks for the whole bar. But then also, if we get a large order greater than 18, then it's going to give us a plus there. It'd be a red plus for an ask or blue plus for a bid. And that way we'll know, oh man, right here, there was a huge order. You better go check something, figure it out. Yeah, so it's cool. It's cool, very cool. All right, so let's go back to algo chart and then down here. And so in order to do your walk forward optimization, you have to go to edit studies, strategies, click on your strategy, click on customize, and then you got to optimize it so you can put in whatever values. For this wick up study for ES, I do 5 to 15. For optimize, 36 to 108 is fine. We'll just let it run with what it has. And that, I think typically I've been putting 200 here just to give it some wiggle room. All right, and so then you hit OK, and then you don't have to save the results to a file, especially if you're doing standard. Standard's just gonna kick it back out to you. So let me show you what standard looks like. So standard looks like this, and you hit optimize. Now it's calculating, it's trying to find the highest net profit, right? It's going to try to find the highest net profit. And it looks like it probably didn't find much of anything better than what we already had. All right, so that's a little bit different curve. It's a little bit better curve than what we had. So you would use these values instead of the whatever we had before. Okay, so it changed those values. It changed those values to 8, 43, and 57. So, and I probably should have reran this morning and changed these values. And at these values, it would have bought here, and it'd still be holding on though. It's looking for a higher take profit because it bought here. It didn't get stopped out, but it's looking for a higher take profit. So if you want to do the full, and we were at 50% profitability. What are we at now? 60%. Okay. All right. Well, so it's better. Okay. Yeah. All right. So if you want to do the walk forward optimization, which kind of runs your strategy through some other random numbers and some more variable situations that are not just what happened in the past, then you would have to go here. You go to edit studies, strategies, click on customize, and then you do the same thing. Do optimize, and optimize. Okay, and then you hit OK. And now instead of hitting optimization details, instead of standard, you go to walk forward. Walk forward. And yesterday I found out that walk forward optimization wants you to at least have a test count of 1694. You're going to have a different number of tests based on how many values you have here and how many increments you use. So we're just going to put test data wick up, and then we need to save the results also. Well, you know what? I don't know if you have to save it. I'm not going to save it because here's the walk forward test name, so I imagine that it's going to save automatically. Well, we'll see. Test data wick up. Okay, so it's running through about 448. 478 was the highest that we had before, remember? All right, so remember that, 478. All right, now we come up here and we go to apps and we go to walk forward optimizer. All right, from walk forward optimizer, you hit open. And yeah, so it didn't show up. So you do have to have an actual name. No, this is it right here. So you don't have to save it to a file. All you have to do is just give it a name. Okay. Noted. All right. And so this is on micro ES. Click that, hit open. And then you go up here, you hit walk forward analysis, start single walk forward analysis. And then it's going to run through all these different variables and parameters, scenarios, and it'll give you some pass-fail grades based on what you set up. So all these failed, but they failed based on what you set up. You have to set up, it's somewhere. Like I said, I just started playing with it on Monday, and I was talking with one of the coders, actually, Davey. He's like a famous programmer and does well with programming algos. And been emailing back and forth with him. Seems like a really nice guy. But he was saying that he doesn't even use the walk forward optimization. He'll use back testing, and then he'll test it in the live market and just kind of make his notes and stuff with that. But walk forward. Let's see. I don't remember where you set up test criteria. So this is where you put in your own information of whether or not you wanted to be passed or failed based on these values. Okay, so you put your own data in there. Okay, but why it failed? Let's look back at that. Because I just ran this yesterday, and everything, I think on this one, everything passed. But with values of 9, 36, and 57, that's pretty low compared to what I had gotten. So I'm going to rerun this. Test results. Everything failed. I'm going to rerun this. And I think the time frame is different too. So I think I was going back 30 days just to give it more data. More. It's like a kid. You got to feed it, right? If you only feed the kid snacks, then the kid will be a snack. But if you feed it good stuff too, if you feed the kid good stuff too, then they'll be, more healthy than not. So if you make a strategy that's based on 3 minutes worth of data, then as soon as that 5th minute comes up, your account's gone, right? But so more data. All right, so let's move this out to, I think I was doing 30 days. All right, so with that, we got to come back here. We got to rerun the strategy performance optimization report. walk forward, test 2, wick up. Should take it a little bit more time. I wonder, will it? Well, yeah. I mean, it's gonna have a higher P&L just because it's going back more days. It should have a higher P&L because it's going back more days. Instead of the 478, right now we're at 940. But again, that's three times the number of days. I think before it was on 10 days. So we got that. Now we're just going to come right on over to the apps, walk forward, and then we'll open it up. Test 2, wick up, and I think I've read before, because this does it with such, we're going to find out. I haven't done it before yet, but I think because it does it with so much random data that you want to run your walk forward optimization multiple times. All right, now you see here, now this is what I got before, whereas I actually got a pass on, I think I did it with ES, but I got a pass with everything. But if you look at at the settings, that's a pretty good curve right there. In sample, it still says 83.43, excuse me, 8.43.57. So really, I probably should have used 8.43.57 for my strategy today instead of 10.127, whatever. So again, that's something that as I'm implementing algorithms into my scripts, like I said, today is day 1. Well, day 2. As I'm implementing algorithms, I'll find out what makes sense, how to be more efficient, how to optimize everything. Yeah, yesterday I put the algorithm on, I went and I did some stuff with one of my properties, and then I came back. Well, I pulled it up on my phone and I saw it wasn't taking any trades, and I came back and I realized that because I started the algorithm at maybe 11 o'clock, the script had already taken a position at, say, 9:30. And because it already took a position, or 9:35, and because it already took a position at 9:35, the script was waiting for an exit. And it's not going to put me into a position until it gets out of a position. So it never put me in a position. And you know what? I don't know if that was a winner or a loser on yesterday. I think it got stopped out. It got stopped out. But then the second one that would have went on, it would have been it didn't go to full take profit. It would have exited end of day in profit. So this is the one at 10. Well, actually the settings have been adjusted, so I don't know what it would be now because the settings have been adjusted. But based on these settings, it would have bought here at 9:43, and it didn't exit until 12:20. And I turned the script on probably in here somewhere, so it didn't take anything. No, I think I turned the script on in here. And I was like, how come it didn't go into position right here when we got the wick up? It didn't go into position because it already was holding a position from here. So by the time it got out of position here, by the time it got out of position here, I don't think there was another buy until later. And I may have turned the script off at that point. I think I did, because I think I went in and I did some manual trading. But you see, if it had a win it, no, because I didn't get back home until about 2 o'clock to fix it. I didn't get back home till about 2 o'clock to fix it. And so about 2 o'clock or so, it had already exited that one position, and it was already saying you should buy another position. And of course, it didn't get stopped out there, but that position would have exited in profit, would have sold it. And then, of course, I chose to, I think that was the end of the day. Yeah, that was the end of the day sale. Right, so it didn't go to full take profit. It just exited at the end of the day. Because you don't want to be carrying futures overnight. You get hit with that that overnight margin. And yeah, you don't want to do that. Apparently, as I found out talking to somebody with TradeStation, they said that if you're in a position with intraday margin and you have enough money to do that, that's fine. But then if you end up holding your position past 4 o'clock, they'll auto liquidate your position, which I get that, I understand that, but you could be hit with a $75 service fee for doing that, which is crazy. And looking at some of the rates, like, you know, I'm doing the prop firm thing with TradeStation. Their micro rates are 35 cents to trade their micros. TradeStation, it's 50 cents. What? So TradeStation is not doing anybody any favors. That's 50 cents one way. So you're looking at $1 both ways to buy and then sell. With TradeStation, it's 35 cents a piece. I really didn't know. I know that there are different rates that different companies charge, but I didn't realize there was that much variability. That's what, 15% on 50. That's what is that? 30%? 30%? One company charges 30% less than the fees charged here on TradeStation. That's crazy. But again, I can't automate on that system. So I've got to figure something out, but because commissions are real. Let's see if there's commissions on here. I know they break it down somewhere, but all right, so this one passed, right? So what you do is with the passing grade, you come over here, you take 843.57, and then you put it back on your script. So you see it has this 1092.112. So we need to put 843.57 in there. And then we're going to see how this, see that curve? Now this looks like the curve that I got yesterday when I was working with it. So this is what I'm expecting to see here. But 843.57 is the new values that it's suggesting for today. And then I said we were going to try one more thing. 843.57. I don't like that. I like the other one better. This one will put you in as much as what, $300, $250 drawdown before it makes you the 800. I don't like this one as much. I don't. All right, so 843.57. Everything passed. Let's see if we can go through another test, because I think it's supposed to be all randomized, so you shouldn't get the same results. You should get different results because it's throwing different situations at it. Okay, and that time one of them failed, and the results 843.57, still what it's figuring to be the best fit. And again, let me look at these numbers, because I'm not sure if it's running an identical test. If it's running an identical test, then obviously you only need to run it one time. But I thought I read somewhere that you want to run it multiple times. So largest, average, smallest, annualized. So 771,506, 246, 771,506, 771,506. 771,506, 256. Exactly the same thing, right? So it doesn't look like it's doing anything different, which is a bit peculiar. Walk forward runs. I wonder if we do a different number of runs, how much better this will be. 771,506. So this is the net profit. 771,506, 246. 16,6. 771,506. Let's see, can I pin this? Nope. 771,506. 16,6. All right. And then we'll look back at the other script to see how it's working. Okay, so with 20, 3 of these failed. Walk forward run number 10 contributed more than 50% of the total. Okay, so one of the runs disproportionately helped the overall net profit. Less than 50% of the walk forward runs were profitable. So, and then also less than half of them were profitable. Okay. Yeah, so 6,000 was our total before, and yeah, so again, I'll figure out how useful this is, and go from there. But I mean, it's just another tool. Again, sometimes you can have too many tools, and like I said, Davey said that he doesn't even use walk forward optimizer, so and he's a professional. So I mean, but it does do the back test. So cluster analysis, I haven't done cluster analysis before, so let's see what cluster analysis does. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm looking at here. I don't know. I don't know what I'm looking at. Okay. All right. Well, let's get this one out of here. Get that out. Okay. And come back to this one. So it looks like something is working, right? So we're getting the pluses. And we're getting the pluses at, where are we getting them? Because I know this isn't true. Because what it's supposed to do is it's supposed to plot a plus with a large bid. If you get a large bid over 18, it's going to plot blue. Wait a minute. I didn't reset it. Because I was wondering, these are very peculiarly, shit, I can't even think of a synonym. All right, interestingly, they're moving up in somewhat of a linear fashion. So what I didn't do was I didn't reset it, right? So I'm adding, if I have large bids, I'm adding the large bids cumulatively within that bar, because I'd hate to get like, if my threshold is 20, I want to see a 25 show up. But if I have two 20s show up, only one of them is going to pop up on my indicator. But I want to see that two 20s showed up. So That's why I have them. That's why I'm adding them. But I'm not resetting that add. So I need to reset that add. So if we're at the final bar, then we need to reset large bid and large ask to 0. All right. I'm gonna do one other thing. Just so we don't get all these 0 lines on here. Let's see if we can do a if get app info of AR real time calc is equal to 0 equals to 1, so it's real time, then we're going to do that. Okay, we still got a bunch showing up here. If it's a live screen play and bar status is equal to 2, then we're going to update the plot. We can do this once, hit that. All right. Now, chart is much cleaner like this. Very good, very good. All right, you see that ran up there and then now it's retracing. I wonder, is it going to hold this level here? Even if it doesn't, that would have been enough for me to profit with. That's from 80 to 85, 86. 6 points on ES is $300 for one contract. And if you had 5 contracts, well, you know. All right. I shouldn't even see a cross down here at the 0 because it's got to be greater than 18. So I'm going to say, oh, well, we're plotting it every time. We're plotting it every time. So let's only plot it if it's greater than 0. All right, rerun it. Now we shouldn't get them showing up at 0 anymore. All right, very good. Probably need to change the size on this because what's going to happen is that these numbers are so high because they're cumulative, 237 to the 233. But now if we get something down by 0, or these ask sizes being the 18, 18 is going to be way down here. So it's going to be at the bottom of the chart. I just don't want to get sucked into the bottom margin. So we're just going to make them a little bit larger just so they stand out. Okay. that's all she wrote. Yeah, looks like it is bouncing off of this level. And so for me, guys, to be honest with you, if I could just wait, if I could just find something else to do and sit here and wait until the chart shows me what we just looked at. If I could just wait until the chart shows me this right here, I would be fine. I could make enough money trading stocks. But it's hard for me to wait and sit on my hands. It just is. And even if you look at this, I didn't even notice this. Look at this. You know, because this is the spread here. The blue line is the average of the spread. The white line is the spread. Now, ES doesn't have a very wide spread. It stays pretty close, right? So it's just a tick. It's just a tick. And so you're either at one tick, which is 0.25, or you're at two ticks, which is 0.5. So you see here, we got a little bit of a move up there, but you see here, this average, it spent more time up here. The spread was larger. It spent more time up here than any other time on the chart. Not only that, so we have this that stands out, and we have two other things. We have the large order and the large bid that stands out. So the large bid for the sentiment, the idea to do something different, changed right here. And then we had a huge order, so the action changed too, to do something right here. Not only that, but we had a huge change in the spread. So the spread was letting you know that something's about to happen. Either the market's getting weaker, there's less interest in it, there's more pushing and pulling, something's about to happen here. And then here you get, okay, well, now somebody has decided. The asks have decided to want to push it up, high ask. And then you have the actual action. Somebody or some institution with this order here, that red dot, with the order, they said, put 170 on it. So you got those three things going on. Not only that, I don't know how the volume, how the tick count comes into play here. But I imagine that the tick count here, once you get this happening, I imagine the tick count, somehow this is absorption. I imagine this somehow is taking a lot of orders off the table. And maybe that wasn't enough. And so the chart came down and retraced back down here and then took off. I mean, it took off. You know? Not only that, but you have to put it into perspective. You know, we talk about technical analysis. You have to put it into perspective, is that there was this breach of this this long-standing descending trend line. So it broke it. That doesn't mean that it's going to stay above it, but it broke it. See, broke it. This was our target area here where we had the big change at, and then you get that retest here. It's trying to move back up. I've already made my money for the day, so I'm not going to go back in. I'm not giving any away. I'm trying to be better disciplined. But you see here, I made notes from earlier that around 8 a.m. there was a high amount of bids that came in here. So this area was protected by bids. This area showed the push up with ask. So maybe that's the formula. Maybe that's the formula. I ask, spread, and ticks. Maybe that's the formula. So we're going to keep at it, but I'm probably just going to let the chart run for a while. I'm gonna hop off here and do some. Wow. Wow, look at that. So this is the script that we just coded for, right? And we just got another one, right? So we just got another huge order here, right? On this bar, another huge order. Now let's see what it's going to do. But this plus is like way too big. And these plus, you see they're blue, so they are bids. They're not asks to necessarily push it up. They're bids, which may be drawing it down. I don't know. I'm going to have to, interpret that. How do you interpret that? Because if there were bids at the bottom, I would say that it's somebody wanting to buy low and they're getting it at a great rate. But since they're bids toward the top, moving toward the top of the move, it feels more like somebody's selling their position. They're buying the bids, like they are short sellers hitting the bid on a market order, to drive it down. So I don't know. That's this piece I got to continue to figure out. But I'm cracking away at this market. I'm cracking away at it. I'm not whippersnapping it away. I'm just chink, 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 chink. I'm just chipping away at it. So I'm gonna let this run a little bit and you guys can see what's going on, and then I'm gonna shut it down for today. But those pluses are a little too large for my taste. All right, that's better. Okay, all right, so I'm gonna hop off here, let this run a little bit, come back, just do a sayonara. But meanwhile, you guys can see how this is running. All right. I guess it's about time to shut it down. He's trying to interpret what we see here. At this point, when the price retraced back down to this same general area as it initially bounced off of, we have high ask coming in here, some higher size ask coming in here. Not only that, but we have but the relationship between the total of bids to ask is, I mean, it's not bad. It's fairly well balanced. These two are grouped together. These two are clustered together. These two are not too far apart. These two are farther apart. So again, I'm gonna take a screenshot and then I'm gonna look at this, and as the chart continues to unfold, then we'll be able to tell that story. But it looks like it's back down to the same level, and it I was gonna hold this time. Ooh, look at that. That is a huge quick drop. I mean, it was a nice push up, but quick drop. And then on this one, any large changes in sentiment? No, I mean, we have the high ask coming in here. And then here we have higher bids. And it's not a huge number. I mean, this sentiment here is not huge, but it is now. But if you look here, you see 112. That's a pretty big number. That's the largest number of bids all morning. Right here, we have the largest number of ask all morning. And then here we have the highest number of bids all morning. All right, so we'll just see how it continues to unfold. It's right here. That's the blue dot. All right, guys. Well, hope that your coding gets stronger and your trading and you get wiser with your trading and everything. See here, we had another expansion of our, well, now the spread is starting to expand again, right? So down here, the spread is expanding. Here, the spread expanded. Here, the spread expanded. But now down here again, we have expanding spread with a higher volume. So, I hate to be somebody who was holding on right here, but you did make that what? Lower high. And actually, it's almost 3 times. So, you say, what do you expect? What do you expect? All right, guys. Well, I guess I'm out. Wait a minute. I'm Eric. Now I'm out. Peace.